If you've ever stood in a garden center staring at expensive bags of premium topsoil and wondered why your own soil still struggles, this article is for you. What I'm about to share isn't trendy, flashy, or patented. It's quiet, overlooked, and sitting in recycling bins all over the world. Newspapers, on the other hand, are pure carbon, and carbon is the foundation of soil life. When carbon meets moisture, microbes, and time, magic happens. The kind of magic you can't bag and sell. This method doesn't rely on chemicals, compost factories, or expensive inputs. It relies on biology, and biology is hard to monetize. What makes old newspapers so powerful for soil building? Newspapers are made from wood pulp, which means they are rich in cellulose and lignin, two carbon-heavy compounds that soil microbes love to break down. When buried or layered correctly, newspapers act like a slow-release carbon buffet. As microbes digest the paper, they multiply, fungi move in, earthworms follow, and where there is microbial activity, there is soil aggregation, those crumbly, dark clumps gardeners dream about. Unlike glossy magazines, newspapers break down quickly and safely when they're black ink only. Modern newspaper ink is soy-based, which is far safer for gardens than many people realize. The 45-day black soil transformation explained. This isn't composting in the traditional sense. There's no turning piles every week or waiting 6 months. What you're creating is in-place soil regeneration. When newspapers are layered into soil or used as a base layer, they trap moisture, block light, and feed microbes all at once. Within the first 2 weeks, fungi begin colonizing the paper. By day 30, the paper softens and collapses into the soil profile. By day 45, what was once paper becomes dark organic matter. The key is contact. Paper must touch soil. Microbes live in soil, not air. When paper floats or dries out, decomposition slows. When it stays moist and buried, it disappears shockingly fast. How to use old newspapers to build black soil. Start by choosing an area of poor or compacted soil. This method works beautifully in gardens, raised beds, pathways you want to reclaim, or even new plots over grass. Lay newspapers directly on the ground, overlapping them generously so no light passes through. Thickness matters, folks. Aim for at least 8 to 12 sheets. If it's too thin, weeds push through. But if it's too thick without moisture, decomposition really slows down. Once laid, soak the newspapers thoroughly. This step is critical. Dry paper just resists breakdown, but wet paper invites life. Cover the soaked paper with a layer of organic material, compost, manure, grass clippings, dry leaves, or even kitchen scraps. This nitrogen-rich layer balances the carbon-heavy paper and speeds up decomposition. Finally, top everything with soil or mulch. This seals in moisture and creates the environment microbes need to work fast. Now just walk away. What happens beneath the surface? Within days, microbial activity increases. Bacteria begin breaking down simple compounds, while fungi move in to digest tougher fibers. This fungal network is especially important. It improves nutrient exchange and soil structure. Earthworms are attracted to the moist, decomposing paper and organic matter. As they feed, they leave behind castings, one of the richest natural fertilizers available. The soil begins to darken because carbon is being integrated into the mineral soil. This is real black soil, not dyed or amended, but built from the ground up. Why does this work better than just compost? Compost is excellent, but it often sits on top of soil rather than becoming part of it. Newspaper layering forces decomposition inside the soil system, not above it. This creates deeper fertility, better water retention, and long-term structure. The soil becomes sponge-like, holding moisture during drought and draining excess water during heavy rains. For gardeners dealing with clay, sand, or dead dirt, this method is especially powerful because it changes soil behavior, not just nutrient levels. Common mistakes to avoid. One of the biggest mistakes is using glossy paper or colored ink. Stick to plain newspaper only. Another mistake is letting the paper dry out. Moisture is non-negotiable. If you're in a dry climate, mulch heavily and water occasionally. Some gardeners worry about nitrogen drawdown. In reality, when newspapers are layered with organic matter and soil contact, nitrogen tie-up is minimal and temporary. Plants can be grown right away if you add compost on top. Why is this method perfect for beginners and experts? Beginners love this method because it's cheap, simple, and forgiving. There's no precise formula. Nature does the work. Experienced gardeners appreciate it because it builds soil biology, not dependency. The results compound year after year. Each season the soil becomes darker, richer, and easier to work. This is the kind of method that quietly transforms gardens over time, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Soil is not bought, it's built. Old newspapers remind us of something important. Soil fertility doesn't come from a store. It comes from understanding how nature works and partnering with it. If you have access to paper, water, and patience, you have access to black soil. And that knowledge is more powerful than any bag on a shelf. Final thoughts from Soil Power. If this article opened your eyes, imagine what consistent soil building practices can do over a season, a year, or even a lifetime. Soil is the foundation of everything we grow, and when we build it ourselves, we take back control. If you're learning something new here, subscribe to the Soil Power YouTube channel, share this article with a fellow gardener, and help spread practical, real-world soil knowledge. The more people build soil, the healthier our gardens and our future become. See you in the soil.